What's up, Warrior Babes? Hey, everyone. Nikki here, and happy Saturday. I hope everybody had an amazing 4th of July. So we're here for our Warrior Babe Revolution rally call, and I'm so excited to be here with you guys on this Saturday morning, as I truly hope that I just lift you up with some major motivation moving into this next week. So if you guys are driving, or you're running around getting your groceries ready, or you have your kids' soccer game, just plug in your earphones and listen to me just light you up. That's what these rally calls are all about, and I'm so excited to be here and share a topic with you each week that just gives you more knowledge, more information, mindset, macros, workouts, whatever it might be, accountability, all that jazz. So we'll get started in just a few minutes. Babes, go leave a comment inside the Facebook group to let the other Warrior Babes know that this call is live, we're getting started, and, I really took your feedback from the comments you guys were leaving inside the group on what you wanted me to talk about. And today's topic is so important that, so many people just overlook this and totally ignore what I'm going to share with you in the fitness industry. People just don't even talk about it. People can talk about rep sets. Yeah, man, I work out like this. But what I'm going to dive in today, people just don't talk about, and it's so vitally important as a huge part of your success in, attaining the kind of goals that you have in mind for yourself. So go let the babes know that we're getting this started. They don't want to miss this topic. And, get the babes hyped up. Even if they can't make it for today, make sure that they, listen to it later on. And just let them know they're getting started. And if they can't make it, then definitely listen to our replay when we post it. Really quick before we get started, I want to welcome all of you new Warrior Babes. I see so many people joining this, and it's so amazing to see you guys here and a part of this group and, taking action for yourselves and just absorbing the material and ready to dive in. I love that kind. I love action takers, and the people that are action takers are the ones that get the results. So I'm so excited that you babes are here. So we do these calls every single Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you guys put this in your calendar, or mark it on your phone, or set your alarms before 5 minutes before this call gets started, so that you're here and you listen to what I'm sharing with you, because these are some valuable calls, and I dive into some valuable content with you guys, knowing that you need to hear this kind of stuff, and I'm here to provide you the stuff that you need to hear. So another thing before we get started, if you guys are new, definitely, and even you veterans, you have to check out and make sure you're going through the Warrior Babe Blast Off emails. Not only are they in your email inbox every day, but they're also inside the Facebook group in the underneath of the Learning tab. And if you're on your computer, on a laptop, it's to your left-hand side, and it's underneath the Learning tab. If you're on your mobile phone, it's directly underneath of the picture of the group, and it's called Learning. And all of the 14 videos are literally right there for you to go through to complete the tasks, to complete the exercises that I give you in getting you ready for this journey. There's one task per day for the first 14 days for you to complete that are going to set you up for long-term success. And there's 8 or 9 days of mindset, then there's macros, then there's workouts. It's going to, I can't stress this, and I know you veterans have heard me say this numerous of times, but going through the first couple of days, the mindset especially, will get you so excited as to why exactly you're here. People just join programs and they're like, okay, awesome, I'm going to apply this workout, I'm going to do these macros, whatever this chick's telling me to do, right? No, I'm here to give you the mindset and then set the goals for yourself, set the why for yourself, because once you have that established, you have your own unique way of getting to the goals that you want to, because you're the only one that can see the visions that you hold for yourself. So when you actually write it down, you get super clear on why you're here and the goals that you want to achieve. Does that actually start to come into reality for you? So I highly recommend going through those blast off videos. They're so important for you as you embark on this journey, and especially just to, there's some days where I had it yesterday. I shared it on my Facebook and my Instagram that, you have those days that you're like, okay, well, low motivation, and why am I even here? Why am I even doing this? And when you have those kind of days, you can refer back to your goals. You can refer back to your whys, and you can reignite that fire that's in you to keep pushing forward, to keep showing up for yourself, even when you don't want to. Like, that's why those whys and those goals are there for you, because you're going to remember exactly why you're here, and it's going to make you take action instead of, like, staying in the low mindset or this low motivation. Like, that's why, like, always refer back to those videos. I can't stress that enough. And two babes, anybody that's new inside of inside of your app, if you go to the WarriorBabe guidelines, which is like on the main menu, top left, you click on that, you'll go to like the first video or second video inside of there. There's all of the rules that you can listen to and understand how, like, the Facebook group works, how to get your questions answered fast, how to, tag me or tag Kate or tag Raven, how to get in contact with our support team, and, getting everything that you need, like the rules, the guidelines, just the first off basis. Like, it's like 20 minutes long, not even. I think it's shorter than that. But I highly recommend that you listen to that, because you're going to know exactly how we function inside of WarriorBabe, and just how to get things answered for yourself, and how to contact our support team if you ever need support. Another thing is, I say this every single time, I'm just going to keep reiterating it, especially for any newbies. Like, I want you guys to go through that app and really absorb all of the material that I'm giving you, because there's so much valuable content inside there. And it may be a lot, but you're starting off a journey that is something different than you've ever done before, and is actually tailored specifically to you. So you should take the time to go through all of the application knowledge bombs that are inside of there, all of the videos. Like, absorb the material and understand truly how you can get to where you want to get to, because all the answers to your questions are inside of the application. So make sure you're going there every single time and listening to that content first. If you have a question, I guarantee your answers are answered there. Now, if they're not answered there, then we've built out an entire frequently asked questions resource page, and we're constantly always fixing it, always making it better, always adding in more questions that people have. Veteran WarriorBabes have asked questions at the beginning, so maybe you coming in and you're new and you're listening to, you have questions, like maybe that question has already been answered. You can go to that resource page and check it out. It's an entire platform with all of our frequently asked questions. If it's not answered in the app, if your question is not answered on the resource platform, then you can head to the Facebook group and you can ask, like, the other WarriorBabes, hey guys, like, you've probably been doing this for a while, can I get your insight? Like, that's what this community is all about. It's all about support, empowerment, being there for each other. We are on the same journey as everybody else inside this group. So we're here to support each other no matter what. No question is silly, no question is stupid. Like, ask it. Don't assume that you know the answer to it. And you can tag Kate, you can tag myself. There's questions specifically for us. And, Kate, if anybody's new, she's our community manager. She's inside of the app or inside the Facebook group all of the time answering questions. She's done an amazing job at that. All right, so just those are some things I wanted to get you guys updated on before we dive into today's topic. So are you guys ready to dive in? I'm excited to talk about this topic. It's super, like I said at the beginning of the call, which awesome, guys. So glad that you guys let the other babes know that we are getting this call started. Love it. Okay, cool. So, like I mentioned at the beginning, the topics I'm going to talk about today are completely overlooked inside of the industry. Like, nobody really talks about this. Like, yeah, people talk about do this workout, do this kind of leg workout, have this kind of protein shake, do these kind of macros. Yeah, it's all great and wonderful, but there's 3 crucial rest and recovery strategies that many overlook, and why there's 95% of women are so frustrated with the lack in their results if they're not implementing these 3 crucial rest and recovery strategies. Like I said, like, it's just something that's completely overlooked, and I want to dive into this and help you understand the appropriate ways, or, what you should be doing in terms of rest and recovery, because I know, like, we're all go-getters, right? WarriorBabes, man, it speaks for itself. We're go-getters. We accomplish everything. We're the women of the household. Like, we do everything, and we feel like we have to be 100% for everybody else. But there's these three crucial things are so important to implement for yourself, whether you like it or not. Like, you have to slow down sometimes, and you have to allow your body to recover. And that's what I'm going to dive into today. So there's 3 points that I want to share with you, 3 strategies. The first one, which I love that Taylor brought this up inside of the comments, like so specific, really, was like, what's the difference between being lazy and actually knowing that you need rest? And like I said, it's so freaking awesome and so specific. And this can be totally different and difficult for each person to identify for themselves. Like, are you being lazy or are you actually like overtraining? And, there's not like a specific test that you can take that will give you this kind of information. Like, you can stick your finger with a needle and like, oh, look, yeah, you need to rest, right? Like, there's not a specific test that you can take that will give you this kind of information. And plus, on top of that, like I said, it's completely different to everyone who experiences this. So what I'm going to do with this first point of the difference between being lazy and actually needing to take some rest is I'm going to discuss some common symptoms that you can all look out for in yourself, and also share a story with you, babes, about like my own personal encounter with this kind of situation, which has actually been super recent. And I love the fact that Taylor, the first comment on this was like, okay, I definitely have to talk about this because I've experienced this very recently in the past week. So common symptoms of overtraining are, feeling like completely washed out, feeling so unbelievably tired, like absolutely drained mentally and physically. Like, shit just around you feels like a complete blur. Like, it just feels like you're just like, your mind is barely telling your body to move, right? Like, you're just completely freaking exhausted. That's completely being different than lazy. Lazy is like not willing to put in the effort, not willing to do what actually is required. Like, being lazy is completely different than having these overtraining symptoms. Or you experience like a sudden drop in your performance, both at work, like in your work field, like you're just like sitting at the computer and like you're falling asleep. Now, granted, if your job is boring and you fucking hate it, then like that's a different story. But like, if you love your job and you're sitting there like, oh my God, I'm so freaking tired, and falling asleep, even though you've had like a cup of coffee, like you're noticing the significant drop in your performance, this is another sign that you could be overtraining. Both inside and outside of the gym, like, work and inside the gym. If you're noticing a drop in your performance where like, I know our workouts are super challenging, but maybe, and it's not like the time of the month for yourself, but you feel like maybe when you're supposed to be like feeling really strong, like I talked about this in previous rally calls, during this week where you feel like you should be strong, you just feel like, your performance is absolutely slacking and you feel like 10 pounds is heavy as shit, right? So if you experience that kind of drop in your performance, that's another sign that you could be overtraining. Another big thing, and this is more of a mindset thing, but, loss of the enthusiasm for what you are doing. Like, loss of the enthusiasm of the goals that you want to achieve for yourself, loss of like the enthusiasm of eating healthy and going to the gym. Like, you think that you just have to do this or else, you're never going to get to the goals. Like, thinking that you have to do this, I'll dive into this in a little bit, is like thinking of it as a chore. You don't want to think that, you have to go to the gym because you have to do it, right? You want to do it. You want to love to go into the gym. You don't want it to be a chore. You don't want to have to do it. If you're losing your enthusiasm, this could be a key sign. It's like, okay, I need to take a break, man. I just need like a day or two to let my body recover. And then you're going to remember like, oh man, I love this. I feel good. My energy's back up. You're remembering why you love the gym. So if you're experiencing like loss of enthusiasm for what you're doing and the goals that you're accomplishing, that's a sign that your body is like, okay, take a step back, just relax, and remember why you want to do this. So that's more of a mindset thing. One of the last symptoms I want to talk about with this is, possibly if you notice that you're getting sick, like your immune system completely lowers, you feel like you're getting more headaches, you feel like you're getting a sore throat, like you feel like something is coming on that is a signature sign that your body is telling you, like a freaking signature sign. Like if you feel like you're getting sick, you are overtraining. That's just the major sign that your body is telling you, yo, you need to slow down, babe. All right, so there's like the 4 top symptoms of, distinguishing between if you're being lazy or if you actually need rest. Like lazy, like I said, it's just like you just don't give, like you're just not willing to put in the effort. Being lazy is like almost like a procrastinator, right? But actually overtraining is like when you're feeling washed out, you're tired, absolutely drained, mentally and physically, like everything around you feels like an absolute blur. Like it hurts just to make the next move that you want to make with walking. Or you experience a sudden drop in your performance at work or inside the gym, or you have a loss of enthusiasm for what you're doing, or you feel like something's coming on, like you feel like you're getting sick. And, to share a little story with you, maybe this is exactly, because sometimes, like I said, it's hard and it's specifically different for everybody who experiences this, and it's difficult to identify. So maybe you guys have been in the same boat as me. So I'll share my story with you. In like the past week, I changed up my whole routine, and I increased more expenditure inside the gym, and I've been cutting down. And I felt so tired. I would get up in the morning, you guys, and then I would go right back to sleep. Like I'd get up and I'd like make my breakfast and I'd sit down on the couch and I'd fall back asleep. Like I'm mentally drained. And I'm noticing like this past week with my work and like sitting down at the computer, like I can't focus. I am just like nothing's exciting to me. Like my work isn't exciting. Like my training, it's like, oh God, I just have to go work out. Like these are sure tell signs that your body is like, dude, like it's telling me like, Nikki, you need to take a break, man. Like you're overtraining. Like, yeah, it's great that you just up this stuff. Maybe you could have eased your way into it a little bit better. So this is what I've been experiencing. Like I said, I get up in the morning, I'd eat my breakfast, or I go and do cardio and then come back home and eat my breakfast. And then I would sit on the couch and I'd pass out for like another hour or two. Or like I'm taking more frequent naps in the later afternoon. Like I'm just exhausted. So my body just isn't handling my transition. Like I should have eased more into it. And my work performance has slacked in my own work and inside the gym, and my enthusiasm for what I'm doing. It's like, okay, why? Like why? I don't want to. I feel like I have to do it. But to me, I love this lifestyle and I love what I'm doing, so I don't want it to be a chore, right? So I don't have the last symptom of feeling like you're getting sick, but that's like the final last straw that your body's like, yo, slow down. So that's like my little story to share with you guys. If you've ever experienced that, that's just your body being like, yo, like you're overtraining, just take a break, take a chill pill. And this brings me into my second point, the importance of these rest days. Okay, so rest days are so freaking vital. And look, I know it's so hard for us WarriorBabes to be like, you want me to take a rest day? But I just want to train. I just want to work out. I just want to go, right? But if you're constantly doing that, you're just leading yourself to overtraining. And on these days, it's common to think that, I'm not working out. This is a big thing. Like, it's common to think I'm not working out, so I don't have to eat as much, right? This is so false. Like, this couldn't be any further from the truth. These days, those rest days, are the days where the growth takes place. So instead, if you guys are thinking of it as rest days and like, oh, I can be lenient, I'm just going to chill and blah, 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 better think of these days as growth days. This is where you devote your focus to growth and repair. Like your muscles, your mind, your hormonal systems are all healing on these days. And I'm going to dive into exactly why they're so important in just my last point. But just understand that if you're thinking that, these rest days, it's so hard for you to take a rest day, listen back to what I just said in my point number 1, what you could be possibly doing when you're overtraining or what you may be experiencing when you're overtraining. If you're not taking these rest days, you're leading yourself down to the overtraining path, and you're going to hate doing what you're doing, right? So, like, think of these days not just as rest days, but as growth days, and allow your mind, your muscles, everything to start healing. Stay hydrated on these days. Stretch. Like, take up a yoga class if you want to. Schedule a massage. Plan multiple naps. Like, just allow your body. Do whatever you have to do to give your body the rest that it needs. And then this leads into my third point, which is the most important point of them all. I mean, point number 1 is pretty freaking important to understand. The symptoms of overtraining. If you guys are just joining, I talked about the symptoms of overtraining in my point number 1. I'll briefly go over that at the end. But, this third point is really important, and understanding the 24 hours outside the gym. And this can also kind of blend in with rest days, like the importance of rest days. So, the workouts stimulate the change that you want to create with your body, but the change itself, like the change with your muscles, the change with your tone, the change with the shape, it happens outside of the gym, between your workouts. 24 hours outside of the gym is where everything truly takes place. Like, again, workouts stimulate the change, but the change itself happens outside of the gym. And this is the common frustration that I see with so many freaking women, is that they wonder why that they work so hard in the gym, but they aren't reaping the rewards of their hard work. And the main reason why they aren't reaping the rewards of the hard work is because they don't dial in their macros or their nutrition or their hydration every single day, or their rest or their recovery that they need. If you guys have a deficiency in macros, even just in one group, like, you're eating less protein, or you had less carbs one day, the day before, and then you go and try and work out the next day. I've noticed this on multiple freaking occasions, and I always, whenever I'm in the gym and I'm like, why the fuck am I not having a good workout? I always think back and I'm like, well, shit, like I was off yesterday. I didn't eat exactly what I was supposed to be eating, and now I'm trying to push it extra hard inside the gym, and I just can't because my muscles are like, Nikki, I'm sorry, babe, but you didn't give me what I needed, so like I can't help you right now. I need more fuel. Right? So if you have less protein, if you have less carbs, this can cause the muscles to not fully be able to recover, and you can experience like way more soreness than you would like to experience. If your body, like, I know this hasn't sunk in by now. Like, I don't know what else will. Like, food is fuel. Like, food is fuel. Your body and your muscles use that food that you are eating to feed your body and to recover it, to feed your muscles and to recover them. Food is fuel. It is not your enemy. It is your best freaking friend. So think of like food of like, think of it as like literally, yeah, your best friend. Like, would you cheat on your best friend, or would you like, or even your husband? Like, would you cheat on your husband or your boyfriend? Right? No. Like, food is fuel. It's your best freaking friend. You need it, and especially the 24 hours outside the gym. That's where this recovery, where growth, where everything happens for you. So nailing your macros is of the most importance, the 24 hours outside of the gym. It's not just like, okay, I need to make sure I have my pre-workout, I need to make sure I have my post-workout. Yeah, it's great all and fine, but if you're not good on your breakfast, your lunch, your snack, like, people can think that it's an upset. People, I hate this, how they think of, I'm obsessing over what I'm eating. You're obsessing because this is, you're creating your body that you want. And in order to do that, you have to obsess over what you're eating. You have to fall in love with the food that you're feeding your body. Like, food, like I keep saying, is a fuel. And if you are eating less one day and then you're trying to work out the next day, yeah, you're not going to be as strong because your body isn't getting the recovery that it needs outside the gym. You're not feeding your body what it needs outside the gym. The same goes on the rest days. Like, it's a common thing for you guys not to eat as much food on those rest days, but that can't be any further from the truth. Like, yeah, you minus a little bit of carbs, but you need to make sure that all of your other macros are in alignment, because that's where the growth takes place. Like, you guys could be sitting on the couch 24 hours after a workout, and your body is still recovering. Like, you're feeding you're eating, and your body's burning those calories. Like, having muscle is completely different than, just focusing on weight loss or focusing on doing this. The way you guys are training, you have to eat the food and you have to be on point with the nutrition to get the results that you want, but also to allow the rest, the recovery, everything that needs to happen. All right, so I talked in point 1, about the overtraining. If you experience the symptoms of overtraining that I spoke of, consider that what I share with you in that point, to allow yourself like a break. Like, if you experience feeling completely washed out, so these are the 4 symptoms of overtraining. You guys are just joining in. Feeling washed out, feeling tired, absolutely drained mentally and physically, like shit just feels like a complete blur around you. Or you experience a sudden drop in your performance at work especially, or inside of the gym. Loss of enthusiasm for what you're doing, or possibly you're getting sick. Like, these are signs that you need to allow and be okay with taking a break. Give yourself the rest that your body needs, because you guys, on those rest days, that's where the growth takes place. Like I said, don't think of them as rest days if you're like someone that can't take rest days and you always have to be constantly moving. Think of them as growth days. On those days, your muscles, your mind, your hormonal systems, they are all healing. They are all growing. They're all getting better for you to perform even better the next day. Rest days are so vitally important. All right, if you don't look at the gym and macros as a chore, if you don't take these rest days, well, I can speak today. If you don't take these rest days, if you don't, dial in on what you need to be dialing in on, and then you will look at the gym and macros as a chore, that you have to do this, right? So if you feel like you have to train 7 days a week and you feel like you have to do this and you have to do this, it's a sure tell sign that you're going to go down the path of overtraining, but B, you're going to be like, oh my God, I have to do this. And it becomes an even worse obsession. Like, a good obsession is falling in love with the way that you're feeding your body and focusing on exactly how much you are eating. That's a good obsession. It's not, I hate people that say like, oh, counting macros is a bad thing. You get obsessive over it. No, man. You're getting obsessive over the fact that the way you're changing your body and knowing exactly and precisely what you're feeding it is going to give you those, like, I've fallen, I know I'm going a little off topic here, but I've fallen down that mindset of like, oh wait, those people are right, like obsessing over food, that's fucking terrible. And then I would just go and eat whatever I wanted to, or like, or under eat. And I come back to freaking, above it all and looking down it from 30,000 foot view. And I'm like, no, like tracking food and focusing on macros and knowing exactly what you're eating is so important, because if you don't, you're under eating, you're not giving your body the muscle, the recovery that it needs with the food. And if you could potentially be overeating, then you're storing unwanted body fat that your body doesn't know what to do with it, right? When you precisely know exactly what you should be eating, that is like the key to you being in control of your body and the results that you get. It's not obsession, right? If anything, it's a good obsession to be like, to fall in love with yourself and feeding your body the way that you want it to. But if you don't, like if you're overtraining and working so hard in the gym, you're going to look at it as a chore, and you're going to look at it if you have to do that. And with that kind of mentality, you will surely like give up. Like you're going to like, it shouldn't be a chore. Like what you guys want to do should be something that you love doing. So you have to take a break every now and then to remember why you love the gym, why you love feeding your body healthy things. Like if you start going down the thought of like, I feel like negative the way that I'm feeding myself, I feel like I am getting in that obsessive thought, then it's like, okay, maybe I need to take a little bit of a break and then come back and remember why. Like it's just like going on vacation. Like you take that break from it and then you come back and you remember why this is so important to what you're doing for yourself and the goals that you want to achieve. Okay, you have to love this lifestyle and not think it of something that you just have to do. So that concludes like the topic that I wanted to talk to you guys about today, the 3 crucial rest and recovery strategies that, many people overlook, and why 95% of women are frustrated with the lack of the results. Knowing the difference between being lazy and actually needing some rest, knowing what overtraining is, and taking into consideration the 4 symptoms that I shared with you, understanding the importance of these rest days. Don't think of them as rest days. Think of them as growth days. If you're somebody that's constantly on the go, you're the one in the house, you're doing everything, right? Think of them as growth days. Think of them as that your body is healing and you need these days in order to get to the goals that you want to achieve for yourself. Because if you don't, you're just going to go down into this obsessive overtraining thought process. You just have to do this and it's going to become a chore. And then understand vitally that 24 hours outside the gym are so important to the results that you want to achieve for yourself, and that you can't lack on nutrition or macros. After you don't just think that pre-workout and post-workout are the most important meals. Every single one of your meals on rest days or 24 hours outside the gym is so important, because if you don't have that, then you're not allowing your body to fully recover. You're going to experience way more soreness than you want to experience. I'm going to say it again until it's fucking ingrained in your headspace, but your body and your muscles use the food that you are eating every single day to help your body recover, to help your muscles recover. So if that hasn't sunk in by now, like, just write it down somewhere. Food is fuel. I'm going to get one of our WarriorBabe t-shirts is going to be food is fuel. It is not your enemy. It is your best friend. But seriously, like, all that food you're eating, it's helping to build. It's helping to repair. It's helping to nourish your inside. Like, yeah, it's not something that you can see, and it kind of goes unnoticed if you can't fucking see it. But just think about how that's healing your insides, how that's healing your body. And when your body is healed on the inside and getting what it wants, that's how the results happen on the outside. All right, babes, so soak this up. Let the other babes know that this call was vitally crucial for them to listen to, and that when we post the replay, they should go and listen to it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this topic. I love that, you guys gave me some feedback on what you wanted me to hear and to talk about. So I'm glad that I could be here to serve you all and to share this with you today. So let me know how you guys enjoyed this call. Let me know in the Facebook group. Give me a post, and then I will see you guys in our Q&A on Wednesday. Hopefully Facebook doesn't cut me out this time. And then, again, see you next week for our next rally call. All right, babes. I'll catch you on the inside. Keep up the good work. I'm so proud of you all. Bye, babes.